This is Sakura, and you're watching PokeCast. Today's issue of the Fantastic Four I'll be doing is issue 414. A very important issue, without a doubt, because we actually learn about a very dangerous foe that the Fantastic Four has already been having to put up with in a couple of the previous issues. So this is very important. Well, okay, maybe last issue, I guess. But I forget exactly when they've actually fought against him. We actually need to learn who is Hyperspace. Or Hyperspace. That's the wrong name, of course. Hyperstorm, sorry. Who Hyperstorm is. And this is really cool. So, you know, after Franklin has been missing in the last issue, he finally comes back. And they find out where he had gone and what was really going on. And I find this very, very touching right here, just because, they always like to do that. First page has to grasp. So, this is definitely sweet. Right here, right, you see Sue, she's holding Franklin. They're both crying. It's like, why are you and Daddy crying, Mommy? Was I bad? No, honey, not at all. You haven't done anything wrong. It's just that Mommy and Daddy missed you so very much. Where have you been, darling? I don't know. Grandpa took me away. But a nice man in an armor suit found me and sent me back home. And that's when, of course, Ben attacks his grandpa. He's like, okay, what's going on? You guys need to explain. And that's when officially, Mr. Richards finally explains why he took Franklin, what he was doing with everything. Frank, he was talking, let's see. He went back to the future to try and help out the X-Men. Help, Franklin learn how to use his powers. And then that's when he starts explaining stuff. So, spoiler alert, but this is at the beginning of the comics, so if you don't want to watch any more of this video, go ahead and skip it. Okay, so he starts explaining, he goes, okay, I failed to mention that it has many variations. In one of them, a Franklin Richards marries a Rachel Summers. The Pacific Rachel is the daughter of Scott and Jean Summers, Cyclops and Phoenix of the X-Men. The child of this union inherits great power, enough to become one with hyperspace, the source of all energy, and to conquer his world and many others, and eventually becoming a feared despot and the most heartless monster in the known universe. That's when it hits everybody. Sue's just, you mean that Hyperstorm is mine? Oh my. Of course! That explains why he has gone to such great efforts to avoid harming us. I fear the news gets even worse. So that right there is everybody. He starts talking like, eventually he's going to come and attack you guys. He does not want to hurt you, but if you guys remotely try to stop him, he will kill you. He doesn't care that you're his family. Right there is when we finally learn who is this douchebag. Who is he? And it's just astounding to know that. Now, Reed automatically thinks of a plan, and he's like, I cannot tell you what I really want to do because then he'll know. But if we find Galactus, we have a chance. And everyone's like, it's not going to happen. Just because Galactus was nullified. So now it just goes in there and say, save your objections, people. We won't you won't convince me. Don't you see? We can easily beat Nathaniel's dire forecast by splitting up. Hyperstorm has no need to kill us all if the rest of you aren't with me. The big brain's got a point. Maybe we should consider its merits? Nah! Everybody goes ahead and sneaks in. Another important thing that's in this one is Ben happens to be walking by. He sees Elijah, shapeshift into Laura Green, who's Johnny's current girlfriend. And that's when he's like, I understand you love the kid, but you need to tell him. If you don't tell him now, you're going to regret it if you guys end up getting married again. Be honest. This is where it gets really cool. They go into hyperspace. Reed starts building the machine that he needs to, and then all of a sudden it's destroyed. Hyperstorm has come, and it's just like, it's nice to see the family all together again. Touching that switch would prove very hazardous to your health, Dr. Richards. Or should I say, grandfather? A pity my father couldn't join us. I forgot. Was he a toddler or teenager at the last time you saw him? I mean, this guy, he's mocking his family. He's mocking his father. This guy has no respect. Obviously, power's gone to his head. Really tragic. And luckily, Sue is able to help out. And everybody's doing the best they can. And Reed then is like, okay, charges up the extra machine he had there because he knew that was going to happen. Calls forth Galactus. And Galactus like, who dares summons the mighty Galactus from his self-imposed exile to the dimensional void? Beware, insects, the great hunger is once again upon me, and I must appease it. Good going, Reed. You managed to find the big G, and I don't like that look in his eyes. He's hungry enough to consume this very asteroid, and you and us with it. I like how Galactus, it's energy you crave, energy which can sustain your all-consuming hunger. It's like he just points over to the other guy and he's just like, let's see. I have no desire to engage in your futile combat, mortal. I am Galactus. My gnawing hunger can no longer be denied. Thus, I must feast upon the living energy which I sense within you. And then the eternal struggle right there commences. Hyperstorm gets his energy from hyperspace, so there's no way his energy will ever deplete. Galactus eats that energy. So from now on, Galactus has a smorgasbord of energy from this guy. A fitting end to a villain who's just over the top. Luckily, when Galactus is pushed back into his dimension, is able to pull Hyperstorm in with him, saving countless lives now. Then leaving us to wonder, what does the Fantastic Four think about having to take out a member of the family like that? There's just so much left to mystery in this one that just makes you wonder how they're going to deal with this, because this is just nuts. I like how they finally brought Galactus back. That was really cool, even if it's only for a moment. It's awesome seeing him back in the comics. So, this has been my review on Fantastic Four, issue 414. I hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely pick this one up to read because it's really cool. A lot of good answers. Jesus Christ, and ciao and sayonara.